Today we're going to be playing some Domain Zoo. The regional championship in Prague is now coming up in a couple of days, and I'm just ironing out my list because, of course, I'm playing Domain Zoo in Prague. So overall, I think the list that I've put out here in front of you is incredibly strong. This is over on my dictionary page, so if you want the full Domain Zoo deck guide, then feel free to head over there. It's $5. It's too much. But yeah, I think that the list is very, very strong. A couple of things I want to iron out. I think that Domain Zoo is just very good at beating a very specific metagame. Between Leyline Binding, Bolt, Stubborn Denial, Fatal Push, and Consign to Memory, you basically can beat any deck in the meta if you build your deck correctly. And that's basically what I've always tried to do. It's just like hone in those 1 and 2 mana interaction spells and your quick lock, and you can pretty much beat whatever you want to if you tune your deck correctly. It worked an absolute treat when Nadu was the best deck in the format. I managed to take down Mega Modern in Cardiff, so that was really sweet. And I think that if you just tune the deck, you can beat pretty much any metagame if you tune it enough. This is what we're playing today. I think the only thing that is likely to change is maybe the mana base has a slight tweak, but check out the dictionary if you want to keep as up to date as possible on that. Let's hop into some games and see how the list feels. This hand is just about fine. We'll go ahead and keep. Run out of action very, very quickly, but the Draco off the top is obviously incredible. And we've got some good cards. We can cycle this if we need to. Opponent is deep in the tank on their turn 1 land drop. You assume that this is Rhinos. I don't think it's a clear indication. I think because obviously the Rhinos, some of the Rhinos decks play it with the Draco combo. I guess Zoo is probably more prevalent in the metagame. Oh, I hope this is Boros or Madu. Really do with the practice for the RC coming up. So at the time of recording this, Prague is in like 5 days or something. And it is, yeah, we're against Ocelot Pride. So it looks like it's Boros aggro. I would assume Boros. No, could be Madu. There's no reason to assume it's Boros. So we do have the option of just instantly binding this, but I think that would be very over the top when we can just play Nethergoyf. If they answer the Nethergoyf, it is what it is. I want to use the binding on something more important, like a Goblin Bombardment, a Flage. Now they have to waste a removal spell to kill our Nethergoyf. Fine, and then next time we can just Tribal Flames. I guess if they go like Ragavan plus a 1 mana removal spell, then we would start falling behind, but it'd be okay. Enchant, blow up our enchantment. Okay, nice. That makes our Nethergoyf nice and juicy. We draw the Temple Garden. Kind of works with our mana base. But what do we want to do this turn? Because I want to use this to get blue, and then we compare that with this or this. But I kind of want to kill this Pride. If we use the Tribal Flames, we get a 3/4 as well, which is what I want to do. So we'll go ahead and shock. Could have played the Mountain. We don't need to boost up the Tribal Flames, but I want to get the Domain going, so at least on turn 3 we've got Domain 5. So the cat has been slain, and now we get to swing in for 3. The Wild Nacatl has nothing on, on Nethergoyf. To be fair, Wild Nacatl is much more consistent, but Nethergoyf in these kind of matchups can be huge. Just because games go grindy, they go long, and all of a sudden you have a 4/5. Not very reasonable. Okay, so opponent's got the Ajani. They could have a removal spell for the Cat Warrior to answer here. So I guess we're using this to get a blue source. Then our bindings cost 1. I don't think I mind just swinging in here. They're going to block. So what we'll do is we'll go to damage. Oh no, yeah. And then with the trigger on the stack, we're binding this. Because if you do it before damage, they can kill their cat. Whereas this way, there's nothing they can do. There's only 1 target, which makes binding really nice to use on Modo. Do not get your Ajani flipped, and we can just pass the turn. So we're going to get I guess it would be a Steam Vents with this. Oh, they're discharging our Nethergoyf to finish it off. Well, that sucks. But that just shows you how powerful the creature is, right? You have to use a removal spell plus throw a creature under the bus to get rid of it. It shows how strong it is. And we can always bring it back. It's very rarely very good when you bring it back, because we're not actually a Delirium deck. We are only looking to cast this, not to escape it. You want to escape it, obviously you can, but that's not really what our game plan is. It's just a 1 mana 3/4, or hoping to be a 1 mana 3/4. Draw Stubborn Denial. I think we're going to go play the Mountain, and we can't actually bring it back yet because we've got Sorcery, Enchantment, and Land, if you exclude the Cycle the Triumph, find a Marsh Flats, not ideal, but that's okay. untap, and we find a Ragavan, which makes me really want to binding this. I assume the last card on their hand is Interaction, because why would it not? Really a way we can stifle their mana enough. Do we want to waste our Leyline binding on a Ocelot Pride? Whereas if they find a Flage, we really need to answer that straight away. I think let's get some surveilling going and see what's going on. Lush Portico, trigger the surveil, bolt on top. Okay, sweet. So because of that, I think we're just going to play the Ragavan out, because like, sure, they can hit us once and they get a 1/1. It sucks that we've got Ragavan and it's going to get in the way, but I would just want to avoid using Leyline Binding on anything if I can, because it's getting to the point, especially when they've got Arena, that Flage is just a real problem. We can now bring back the Nethergoyf as well. It would be a 0/1, but you know, like, it can rebuild pretty quick. Well, they have their own Ragavan, so I guess we have to binding that, because otherwise it's going to get bolt and then we don't have our answer. So yeah, we'll go ahead binding this. Then they hit us. They get a 1/1. We bolt this, and we're kind of at parity. Might even bring back the Flage, actually, just get something going. But we're going to use the bolt first. The reason that we're doing this is because we want to use the Nether Exile. Sorry, excuse me. We want to use the Escape, and we want to leave the enchantment in, because the enchantment is the hardest thing to get in the graveyard normally. That's instant land, 3 creature. Wait. Yeah, not very often that you get to bring back the Nethergoyfs and then be very relevant, but Mardu is one of those matchups that can go really long. Also, a Thraben Charm can often just exile your graveyard, and then you don't have your Flage, you don't have your Nethergoyf. Opponent just hits a land drop and passes. Really good for us to see. Find Fatal Push. Let's just swing it here. We're not worried about Ragavan because we've got the Fatal Push. If our opponent wants to swing in for 1 and we get them for 2, that's fine. They've got to swing in, right? The only card we really are scared of is Flage. Johnny's fine. It doesn't matter in this situation when we kill the cat, because they don't have any way to kill any other cat in response. Really did not need to find another land here. But we'll go fetch. Find a Sacred Foundry, apparently. No, we were not supposed to fetch. We need to keep that for Fatal Push. That's fine. We're going to use it now anyway. We'll swing in for 2. Hopefully they're going to try and block. They don't. We're one card type away from enabling our Stubborn Denial. Opponent is just bricking and hitting 2 lands in a row, which is really giving us the time we need. Yeah, so very happy about that. Definitely a bit of a Flage race going on. If either of us can find Flage, it probably just wins the game. Also for our opponent, because they've got Arena of Glory. We do have Arena of Glory, just we haven't drawn it yet. 5, 6, 7. They've drawn 7 lands. But I think they're like a 23 land deck now, and we're only on 20, so I don't think it's that unlikely. Sure. Could use the Tribal Flames first, but there's not really any reason, because I assume they're going to block anyway. No, they choose not to. Alright then, I guess we will. I'm going to do this now. We could have put them to 1, but I don't think it makes any difference. But the reason I want to put Tribal Flames in the bin is because now we have Stubborn Denial. So this is perfect. Now this becomes a 5/6. No, we already had Bolt, didn't we? No, Fail Push. Opponent is still going in. I respect that, but very, very easily could die to a removal spell. We don't find it. Any creature they find that can use the Arena of Glory almost kills us, right? Oh, a Johnny doesn't. Okay, so there's actually not as many outs as I thought they have. Like Flage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they could do Flage. That's not a problem. We can Stubborn Denial that. Now means that they have to not attack. Whereas if they had attacked first, then obviously they would have died. And we find Mishra's Bauble. Alright, Nethergoyf gets a little bit bigger. What are we finding off the top for our opponent? A fetch. Nice. Really want to just put GG in chat, but I think that's too much BM. If it was my friend, then obviously that's a different situation. The opponent draws a fetch, and that is GG. Oh, so do we. Same fetch, right? Yeah. Oh, are they fetching and shocking? No. Oh, no, they could hit Flage, to be fair. Yeah, completely missed that. They'd literally have to surveil, hit Flage. Well, what a way to draw nothing. Yeah, you did draw nothing. On to sideboarding. So we want Pyroclasms in. Card is great. We want the Grafdigger's Cages to answer that Flage, and we probably want some Wear and Tears. I think 3 is probably more than enough. We can ditch the Tribal Flames. Stubborn Denial is not great in this matchup, despite it being good there. Countering the Fable, I don't think in general is great. I prefer this because you can answer like a resolved Fable and things like that. You can also answer things like Static Prison, whereas on turn 1 and turn 2, you're not going to have Summon Denial mana available. But Ragavan is an easy board out. I guess we can Summon Denial. I don't want 4 Wear and Tear, that's overkill. In fact, I didn't see anything other than Fable from their deck. I know some people have been trimming on Static Prisons. So maybe we only want 2, because I don't want to just risk us having nothing to do. Alright, we'll try that. I think Wear and Tear in general was probably better, just because you don't have to have mana up. Yeah, I guess we go ahead and keep. Just mono Leyline today. I think I've had it in almost every single opening hand. The deck is just so much easier. Have that. Everything becomes easy. You can still lose, but a lot more straightforward. The opponent's on the play. They've mulliganed to 5. That's very rough for our opponent. As our opponent's mull to 5, I'm much more likely to use Leyline Binding more like generously. Generally, I try to keep plages and things, but if your opponent's on a mull to 5, you can just try and get them dead. Like if this is a Ragavan, for example, I'll just snap off that binding. We draw the Draco. How could you not? Yes. They might have an answer to this. And we're going to do this during our turn. The reason that we're going to do that is because if we pass, they should bring in Wear and Tear. And then if we do it during their turn, they can Wear Tear in response to the ETB. And then Ragavan never leaves play, and then it can still swing. Whereas now, if they Wear and Tear this, they still have Summoning Sickness on the Ragavan. Quite a big distinction there. I mean, they could just have another one and they dash it. It is what it is. No, just an Ajani, sure. So now I think we go Mountain, play the Draco, and if they have an answer to Leyline of the Guild Pact, Goblin Bombardment, sure. Well, it doesn't really actually work in this situation because we have a flyer, so flipping Ajani isn't very strong. So we can go play a land. We'll swing for 4 in the air. No, we should have done this pre-combat. So what the better play would have been is flage this. That would have been so much better. Yeah, we should have flaged this. They would sack it, deal +1. Ajani would then have to they'd have to choose to flip Ajani, we just bonk it. And if not, well, they're just stuck with a 1-2. So yeah, that was definitely a better play. But we can't go back, so that's okay. I guess this way we can keep up Stubborn Denial. Yeah, maybe this is even better anyway. I don't see how we lose if we keep up Stubborn Denial for their Wear Tear or Thraben Charm. We're not bringing back the Flage anytime soon, so... Opponent plays an Ocelot Pride, does absolutely nothing. So you're gonna tick down Ajani, flips. I'll make a cat and deal us some damage. Oh, they're ticking up to keep Ajani around. Okay, sure. That does not seem very strong. We'll go get the Lush. Portico. And a Kavu off the top. Do we want to draw? Oh, I don't mind a Kavu. I'd rather that than a land. And I think, unless we flood out, we're very, very heavily favoured here. So we'll play the Foothills. Go to combat. We're just going to go face. I really don't care about the Ajani at the moment. Everything's got hexproof. Like, this just isn't doing anything. Then we're just going to go 1, 2. We need to tap some correct mana. Red, white. Flage the opponent here. Yeah, we'll flage the opponent. So now they're at 3, so they have to swing with the Ocelot Pride, really, if they want to survive, and they just have to suicide it. They don't know that we've got Flage, but it's not unreasonable to assume we have a Flage or a Bolt or a Tribal Flames. I don't know how clued up our opponent will be on Zoo. Generally, Zoo decks should board out Tribal Flames in this matchup. Yeah, sweet, we took that down. Boros, not Mardu in the end, but yeah, very straightforward game 1 and game 2. The Leyline combo is really, really strong. Yeah, love to see it. You doing good work. Oh, we win the die roll. Let's go. And yeah, we'll go ahead and keep. This is absolutely stacked. We've got a must answer Guild Pact, must answer Ragavan, and then we turn it. This is so unreasonable, this hand. The game goes long. We've got another Nethergoyf. If they play stuff we need to interact with, we've got Leyline Binding. The only thing I'm scared of with this hand is Storm. Other than that, this hand looks insane. Is there any reason to attack first? I think I'm fine just playing the Draco first. Then if they don't have an answer, we get the lifelink. Might be relevant. I don't know what we're against. It's relevant against a Boros if we gain an extra 2 life. Is that what this is? Or is our opponent very big brain? No, they're Storm. Okay, fair enough. I was going to... We should have played the Nethergoyf there. That's my bad. Actually, no, this plays around the turn 2 kill, right? Our opponent goes turn 2, land, ritual, play the mana rock. We can they then cast another ritual, we exile the mana rock, and they can't go off. So this is a little bit safer. If they play a medallion, we're binding it. You generally want to keep the binding for anything that's not Ral, because obviously you can kill Ral with Fatal Push, Tribal Flames, Bolt, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we haven't lost a turn of lethal because of not playing the Nethergoyf. Had we have done that, it would be a massive difference, but it's not going to change our clock by a turn, so we don't really care about playing the Nethergoyf out. What we could do is we could fetch, which make it 1 power, Tribal Flames would make it 2, and then it's 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 2 is 9, up to 13, so it's not lethal. Unless they fetch shock. That is, I guess, an option they have. Opponent is really in the tank here. Have they got the turn 2? Are they like, do we just go for the turn 2? Pretty safe to assume you're not going to die on the next turn, but definitely get like paranoid about dying on the next turn against Zoo. You know how much removal we have. Sorry, not removal. Burn spells. So 6 on board, I guess we'd need like 2 Tribal Flames, which is unlikely. Opponent is running the numbers. What is the... how many spells are we supposed to play, or do you go for the turn 2 win? What are they doing? Ren's Resolve. They hit Wish and another Ren's Resolve. That would suggest to me that they do have... Like, they took so long to decide to do that. I feel like they might actually have the win next turn. So let's go... I guess we just swing first and see what happens. Maybe we find something that we change how we work our hand. Like a Ren's Resolve, I guess we would probably consider casting. We find a Ruby Medallion. Probably not too concerned about playing that. Let's just go ahead. Play the Nethergoyf. And, oh, it is red Tribal Flames. Yeah, if you're not familiar with Storm, you do actually want to just burn your opponent's face, even if it doesn't kill them, because Rao can flip, but when he doesn't, he deals your opponent damage. So if they get unlucky, they could just die. So this is what I mean, right? But I think we're just going to go and binding this straight away. Now that it's very unlikely for them to combo off, they'd have to go like cost reducer, then another ritual, and then go off. Yeah, so then they've just lost. I guess they can go land ritual and then try and go off again, but very unlikely that Storm could do that. Sweet. So in this matchup, you want the Stubborn Denial. They can't cast spells from their graveyard or library. I guess that's fine. It means they can't flashback. Pyroclasm is no. Wear and Tear is probably a yes. And then what do we cut? Plage is terrible in this matchup, as is Leyline Binding. Sorry, Leyline of the Guild Pact. Consign, I think a lot of people assume is good. But if you counter Storm, you will lose, because they will just Past and Flames and do it all again. Like, if they combo off, they generally need Past and Flames to do so. So don't actually think this works as well as people think. Maybe we don't need the full 4. We just go 3. Oh, we do know that they're playing the Storm. What is it? Whenever you cast a spell, you can discard a card and draw a card. Can't remember what it's called. The Otters card. It's an Otters like Saga or something. So maybe we do need all 4. It doesn't kill your opponent though. That's very slow. Don't mind cutting 1 Tribal Flames. We'll give this a go. I do like Tribal Flames in this matchup because it just kills your opponent so quickly. And this is a matchup where speed is very important. Or it can be very important. Sometimes it doesn't come up, but you know, especially when you're on the play, turn 3 lethal is very good. Well, this hand is obviously a mulligan. You're going to need at least 1 land to do something. We did get the bare minimum of 1 land. Yes, we keep this. We've got a draw. We've got 2 draw steps and a Mishra's Bauble. Oh, back to Draco. I have a hard time casting that unless things go very, very well. Digger's Cage is a good draw. I think we're going to bauble our opponent. Oh no, they've got a fetch, so that won't work. So we can keep this up and Fatal Push a Ral, or we can just play the Graph Digger's Cage out. We're just going to play the Cage out to keep Fatal Push up, and then if they don't play Ral and they play like a Medallion, then we just missed out on the mana. And with a 1 land hand, you don't really want to be doing that. Card of their deck is Ren's Resolve, and they do not want it. Alright, well, what are you looking for? Another Ren's Resolve, maybe? Okay, that's an incredible draw, Temple Garden. Means we can Leyline Binding if they have a... Nope. Oh, they kept a 1 land hand. That is pretty bold. So now we should just be able to loot our way to to a blue source, hopefully. To have a very strong hand if they're willing to keep a one-lander on 7. I think in this situation, I'm happy just to discard the Tribal Flames. If you have 2 Stubborns on out, it's virtually impossible for Storm to win. Yeah, there's no even real reason to play this out. I'd rather keep up all of our Fatal Push and Leyline Binding interaction, and they concede. All right, well, that is the quickest 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 that I've done in a while. Yeah, sweet. All right, let's see what we got on the play. I guess we just put this into play. And we'll fetch Shock. So put the Nethergoyf online. And I'm going to go for something that doesn't punish us if they blow this up. So Blood Crypt would probably be the best bet. Yep. And then next time we can even exert this if we really want to. Depends what we're against. I guess if we're against like Storm, then I might consider doing that. Try and get the clock a little bit quicker. Oh, Spirits. Sure. I don't know how Spirits beats a Sign of Draco. Maybe they've got like a flare of whatever the red flare is. Sorry, blue flare. Let's just play a Draco. They don't have the flare. Okay, yeah, what is the blue flare even? It doesn't matter. We're going to bonk our opponent here for 1, gain a life as well because it has lifelink. And I think this is going to be a real problem for Spirits. They do play... No, I can't think of anything. Oh, Shadow... What was the white card that Jerry Thompson kept playing in the old Boros list when everyone was playing the ring? Called. It's like colorless white. I want to say 3/3 ETB, exile a 4 cost or something, 4 cost or smaller, and then when it dies or when it leaves the battlefield, your opponent gets a spirit equal to its used to exile the 1 ring. Sheltered by Ghost. Exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls. Okay, nice. Our opponent has figured out their way to get rid of the ley line, but it is stuck on a little creature. So if we just draw removal, good answer that. Go ahead, play a land, and I guess we can just play the second Draco out, and they're going to have to somehow race us. Could have got Steam Vents to go at the end, Datha Triumph. Possibly that's better. I guess we go for... Alright, we'll go Lushboard to go. Get a bit of surveil action going. Leyline Binding is wonderful. Go ahead and keep that on top. More than happy to offer the trade. And I think the longer the game goes on, the better we are off. Okay, that will not stop a Leyline Binding. And also, yeah, they can pump this dude very easily, right? So they're just trying to keep this Wanderer alive because they know if it dies, they basically die as well. Oh, we should have just played the Nethergoyf last turn. No reason not to. It doesn't really make much of a difference. Should have done it. So we'll play the Binding, target the Wanderer. No, it has Ward. Alright, we target the Sheltered by Ghost. Oh, that was close. Let's go play this. This combat doesn't really matter. So yeah, get in here for 5. And now that they don't have this gone, then, I mean, like, we just swing everything. Everything has Vigilance, everything has Lifelink. We're having a great time. Maybe I should change the Triome in this list. The pairs of Blood Crypt, like Bant, might be something to consider. Now that we're playing Nethergoyfs and Ragavan, you basically just always go for the Blood Crypt first. Not Steam Vents. It used to be you go for Steam Vents and Temple Garden, but now it's Blood Crypts and Temple Garden. Does change. Maelstrom Wanderer pumps up the other one, but you can't attack because we have a lot of flying, first strike, trample, vigilance, keywords. Destroy all creature. Wait, they didn't sack their Selfless Spirit. I think they were supposed to sack their Selfless Spirit first. Yeah, sure. So we hit our opponent here for 4, and then we're very quickly threatening lethal. Obviously, a Tribal Flames off the top is lethal. I'm pretty sure they were supposed to Selfless Spirit, and they just forgot, maybe? I've got to check the chat log. I want to see if they've said anything. They have not. Okay. Or did they want to... I have no idea. Maybe they were... I think that was just a very big misplay. What the hell even is the card? 8 mana, plus 1 less for each creature on the battlefield, destroy all creatures. That is not a modern power level card. Alright, sideboarding for Spirits. Funnily enough, I don't have a sideboard plan for Spirits. And no one plays it. I guess we bring in the Veil of Summer and bad in this matchup. Stubborn Denial, right? Just in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. I don't think that affects them at all. Do they play Coco? Collected Company used to be played in Spirits, but even back then I didn't think Spirits was a playable modern deck. I don't think they've had anything added to their deck for like 6 years, so I'm not really sure what we're playing around. Pyroclasm seems... Oh no, I guess we want these if they've got board wipes. What on earth is our opponent trying to do? Run this. I really don't know what we're... I mean, they're playing some 8-mana board wipe, but are you even supposed to be worried about that if it's an 8-mana board wipe? Oh dear. A little bit risky, but we'll go ahead and keep. This deck is so much easier to win with when you just have the combo. So much easier. Like, this is obviously a risky hand because... Oh, they're playing black. What on earth is the black for? Oh, sorry. I take it back. They have had upgrades. They get Shadowy Backstreet. They get Filter Land... Not Filter Lands. Surveil Lands. Play the Arena of Glory. Play the Mishra's Bauble. And we might as well target our opponent. Alright, well, there's their big board wipe. 8 mana, costs 1 less for each creature in play. Can't believe they're playing that card. Insane. What? Oh no, that's kind of scary. Well, we can get the first basic. Wait, we have 2 at the moment, don't we? Yeah, we do. Guess we go for red. Having a second basic is... Yeah. Normally I try to stick to 1. But it just depends on what happens. Oh dear. We do not find the second land. We had 2 draw steps to find it. But that's okay. We have a little bit of time. Sure, I guess this is a spirit. Okay, they had a slight upgrade. Is this even good main deck? I mean, they must crush mono blue. Like, mono blue Belcher must just be a buy for this deck. Loads of interaction. 4 of these. Other spirits you control have +1/+1 in. Sure, you got it. Yeah, we definitely want Pyroclasm in this matchup then, judging by they're using things like this. And this would kill both, because obviously it'll deal 2 to this. This will die. This will have 2 damage on it, and then it'll go back to a 2/2. So it does kill both. Oh, we're online. Let's go. Chuck this in. Play out the Draco. If they want a board wipe, the cost? 8 minus 3, so it's 5. So they can't do it just yet. And then next, keep up Stubborn Denial. I don't actually know if their deck plays many counter spells anymore. You're adding White Knight Orchard. Asmal Image, sure. I've just never seen someone play a board wipe in a tribal deck. Normally the whole point of these decks is you flood the board. Their opponent gets in for 4 here, obviously. They've got a first strike as well. We find a land, which we do. Well, I guess we swing in for 4. Wait, do we swing for 4? Yeah, we can kill 1. The other one's not going to finish our Draco off. Now the question is, what is our backup play? Everything has hexproof, so we can't flage. I guess we just Kavu, but then if they resolve the board wipe, we're going to be sad. So I kind of just want to Tribal Flames face and keep this because obviously we've got Stubborn Denial, but they might just have another counter spell, right? I don't think we're going to play around that. Our opponent could very easily just play another Lord and we seriously have to race, and everything has hexproof, so we wouldn't be able to interact. And we're setting up for a very likely lethal next turn. We have a chance to loot and draw, so we could very easily find another land and just deal them 10. Sure, why not? Opponent has got 3 Lords in play. Can only attack with the 5/5 though. Oh, they're not even attacking with that. Okay, sure. I guess we go end of turn, we'll get the Surveil land. I don't think they're going to be interacting with the Leyline this game. Well, that does absolutely nothing, so we'll bin that. Stubborn Denial. So if we swing with both, they're probably not blocking the Kavu, are they? They just eat this, take 5. Because otherwise, the first strike hits this, then this will die as well. So we would deal 4 to this and then only 1. Yeah, that doesn't really work. I think we should attack with Kavu. I definitely want to discard and loot. We'll discard the Flage. We find a 3rd Tribal Flames. They just take it. So if we had drawn a land, we would have gotten a nice bit of damage there. But yeah, let's just go fire off the Tribal Flames at the Dome. And I can't imagine there's much we're scared of at this point. I guess if they answer the Leyline with a creature so we can't Stubborn Denial it, we could then very easily die. But we're on 19, right? 4, 8, 12, 17. With a Lord, that would be an extra 4 to 21. We could block 1 though. So they're going to need like removal for a creature and for the Leyline binding. It seems unlikely. Also, what is this mismatch? Sort it out, opponent. So Emma, sort out your opponent plays a Phantasmal Image. A lot of big blockers now. They need to get some damage in because obviously we're going to have a deck full of burn spells. They know we've got Flage in the bin as well, which is obviously 6 damage, 5, 10, 15, 21. So we have to block. If that's the case, I guess we just block the biggest thing. And that should just be game. Play the land. Red. Anything. Bonk you for 5. Oh, we've got a bit of Modo lag. What's going on? Attack at this person. That's lethal, dude. There we go. Okay, nice. So there you have it, guys. My current domain zoo list in Modern. I think we played 3 rounds. Unfortunately, that's all I've got time for recording today. If I played the other games, I might just add the footage in as well. But if there's only 3 rounds, then that's all I have time for today. The deck felt incredibly strong. I think it beats up on Boros and Mardu very, very well. Especially now that people are dropping on things like Blood Moon, because it's just not very good in the Boros mirror. And Frog is also playing the Blue Moon creature, but again, that's bad in the Frog mirror, and it's not great in the Boros matchup because they're playing Blood Moon, so everyone's kind of prepared for things like that. So I think you can kind of get away with playing a greedy mana base, because I just think that in a closed metagame where lots of people are playing those 2 types of decks, then you're incentivized to not try and play Blood Moon, because everyone's already either playing it or is prepared for it. And the only thing I'm considering changing, I think, is really the mana base. I think the Indatha Triome might just be better being Bant, which is blue, white, green, because then it pairs with your Blood Crypt. And then if you do that, then you do have to make a slight tweak to the mana base. Sorry, to the fetches. But other than that, I think the deck is very, very strong. I really like the creature count that we've got now, and the Nethergoyfs have been incredibly powerful. I think I'm still like the only one playing Nethergoyf. I've not seen anyone do it. I'm also like one of the few people that is off Bowmasters. I absolutely hate Bowmasters in Zoo. I think it's fine in other decks. Maybe in Blue Zoo it's almost fine, but anything else, do not play Bowmasters in Zoo. I cannot recommend it enough. But that's all I've got time for today. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe. Leave a comment if there's a deck you want me to play other than Zoo. I'm happy to play other decks. I've been really enjoying red-green like Titan Shift recently, so maybe I'll do another video on that. It was just a lot of fun. I kind of want to play a green Sun Zenith deck as well. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, subscribe. If you do want the deck guide, head over to my Dictionary. It's $5 a month. So it just helps me keep the YouTube channel going, buying things like expensive mics that are more expensive than you'd think. But that's all for today. Thanks for watching, guys.